think Nakura is probably one of the most overlooked luchadors today because, when I first saw him wrestle, he wrestled a guy called Americos. And Americos is, a very nice wrestler too. Don't by all means, I'm not making fun of him or anything. Because Americos is really, really good. But Americos is always the one the crowd loves. And because he's a good guy, so everybody loves the face. They love the face, of course. But I've always been drawn to bad guy heel characters. Because I love the reaction they get from the crowd. And you have to have just
Yeah.
a different kind of charisma to get that kind of emotion out of a crowd. And so I've always loved heel characters. And um, when I saw the Cora fight Americos in Homa, which is close to where I live, and the crowd was all behind Americos, and they loved Americos, and I was just like, it's just spot on. Like Americos had a good match, but Cora was the one that was making all Americos' spots look absolutely great. And a lot of people don't realize that, half of wrestling is what you do, but it also relies on what your opponent helps you with as well. It's not just you. And because of that, everybody cheered for Americos in that match. And I just like, go Lacora, because I loved Lacora watching them. And nobody better ever repeat that, or I will kill you all. but,
I I saw that match. I watched that maybe last year.
yeah. Yeah, it was about a year
I
ago.
very good, but there are many wrestlers like that. I don't want to say names. That are very underrated, and they do such an exceptional job at making their opponent look really, really good. And that is what, like you said, that is what makes a really good wrestler. The other person looks fantastic.
Other wrestlers I
So,
seen that I watched are Christian Blake, who is the world champion in Elite. And Christian Blake is just, when I first saw him, he was just coming back from an injury. And I saw his first match back. And Christian was, still getting the feel back into, the ring rust off for himself. And he wasn't really spot on yet, but I was like, that dude's going to be a champion. And after about 8 months now, Christian is now the Elite World Champion. And he's not a lucha or, a very technical wrestler, but he has that strong style that, is very popular
ah,
nowadays, and he does it really, really well. And a real good technical wrestler I love would have to be, hands down, would be Sean's daddy, John Saxon, because I'm all about technical wrestling. I love chain wrestling and watching them transcend from, a headlock to a wrist lock into, some badass submission move. And Sean's daddy has, the spot on chain wrestling. And it's hands down
yeah,
probably the best wrestler I've ever seen live and on TV. I just love that technical ability. It's just great. It's, no matter who he fights, whether it's a luchador or another technician or a submissionist, and any style, he's just very easily into keeping it up with the guy. So John Saxon is definitely hands down a great wrestler. One of my viewers asks, "What do you think about Singapore?"
I think I know who this is. Hi. um, well, you know, when I was 15, I went overseas for the first time outside of Australia and New Zealand, and that first country was Singapore. I then went, yeah, I then went to Singapore when I was 17, so I went twice. I've since been back uh, three, four, 3 or 4 times. So the last time I went over there, I went because there's wrestling in Singapore, um, and I'm talking to you. We there was SPW wrestling, and I went there, and then we went out. Uh, all the Singapore wrestlers, myself, the American wrestlers, and Russian wrestlers. We went out after the show. This is a funny story. So I had a bunch of Russian wrestlers come over. I had Sonjay Dutt.
Oh,
He,
nice, yes.
he was there. Um, he got in quite early, so I spent a day hanging out with him because I was there early as well. And then Zima Ion.
Oh, wow, Zima
He,
Ion.
yeah. So anyway, hung out with them. We all went out and went to a rave club. We're all raving, and I got really, really drunk.
Nice.
Really drunk, and and I remember after we left the rave club, we went to some other clubs, and I was white girl wasted. And Zima Ion, he literally had to carry me out of the night.
That's funny.
Oh, it was terrible. And then I got to the, I got to, like the little hotel that we're staying in, and I just passed out on the bed in my clothes. Passed out, and I think my Zima must have taken my shoes off because I woke up and I had no shoes on. But I there was a I don't know if I should say this story about the female wrestler. She got her. Do you really want to hear a really crazy story?
Of course we do.
Marie got her first kiss. Yeah. No, everyone was really great in Singapore, and sorry that I got really, really drunk, guys. And sorry that Zima had to carry me out of your nightclub. Yeah. I think we all slept in really late the next day because some of the guys were like knocking on our bedrooms in the hotel, and it was like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like that's how. Well, I was anyway. So I love Singapore.
Okay. Cody asks, what title would you like to go for over any other title, and why?
Okay, so I've wrestled in a few different countries. I've won titles in Australia. I actually achieved my goal, and I won man's title last year in Wrestling Federation UPW. I wrestled here against in these hard ass matches to prove that I could wrestle, and I ended up beating the title by Canadian Destroyer, and I got the title. So that was like a goal for me to win a man's title, and I did it.
That's
But I've held
awesome.
titles yeah, I'll explain that story later. So I've held titles in Australia, Switzerland, and Puerto Rico. So I've had 3 countries with titles. There's no title for me to hold at this stage in New Zealand. So I lived in the States for a little while, but I never got to hold a title. So I would love to hold a title in the States. If you know of any kids that want to a title shot.
Hey, Sean, make it happen. You hear me, Sean? Make it happen. Bring Miss Sarah to the Elite. We need a female champion.
Yeah, that would be honestly an awesome goal for me. Win a United States title. Woman or man's title, it doesn't really matter. I'll take them all. Take that gold. So,
Another question for you is, what do you think about Mr. Shahrazad from Singapore?
Ah, you little. I know I know you're watching this. I hope. Okay, I think he's a pretty badass guy. I think he's pretty cool. Um, he had to put up with me when I was drunk. Um, and so I think he's pretty resilient to deal with white girl. So no, he. All right, you're a good guy. Okay, we had some good laughs. So, you want to see me wrestle in Singapore? And so, yeah, he's alright.
Huh.
I know you're watching.
Vale asks, what do you feel? How do you feel about women's wrestling and how it's portrayed on TV?
Yeah, that's a question. I get asked very similar questions a lot of the time, but uh, it, every feed's a little bit different. So I've seen TNA the way that they do their women's matches. I've seen WWE do their matches. I I probably personally like TNA style for the
See,
women
I said that
better.
too. I prefer
Yeah,
TNA style women wrestling.
yeah. I just think that they give women in TNA women get more credit as a wrestler than the WWE does. Uh, I know that the WWE, like the girls, are doing more fancy moves these days, but it's just short. Uh, they're not really getting the opportunity, in my opinion, to really just get out there and wrestle. Um, Whereas, yeah, I like the way that teenagers they let the women really wrestle. They go out there and they prove that they can wrestle. That it doesn't matter that they're a woman, and it doesn't matter that they're a man or if they were a man. Like wrestlers are wrestlers. Once you step in that ring, you're a wrestler.
Angel Eye
Do you?
says, we need to come back to the USA to wrestle.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I do. I'm hoping that I can actually come back soon. Actually.
You need to come to Louisiana to wrestle. Oh, what about Colorado?
Ah! So, well, I want to go to Colorado, um, Denver, because my friend runs Rocky Mountain, but he's got a really fantastic training school, and I want to go and train for a while. There's great facilities, great people. I want to go and train there. But while I'm there, I want to, yeah, hopefully take some states.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping it's soon, like maybe end of January. Like that's how soon I can
That would be
get enough.
awesome.
Yeah, that would be really good.
So,
Remember, I'm giving up 2 other countries to come here and
yeah,
wrestle.
that's
So
true. What, how did you develop the Miss Sarah J character?
ooh, it's really interesting. Well, I just wrestled as Sarah for a really long time because my middle name is Sarah, so it's my name. Uh, and then I added the J, which is for my last name, so it's me. So I always try to represent who I am as a person, but more on a larger scale. More flamboyant, more tough. But Sarah J's been through some, like ups and downs all the time. She's usually heel. um, when she's a heel, she can. I come out. Oh, even now, like in Australia, I'm not. I'm usually really good. People like good Sarah J, and I really come out with a real sort of fighter. So treat me like I'm a fighter, like a